Okay, so guys, welcome to day 10 of the MBD Month of Mindset Challenge Part 2. So if you've not watched Part 1, it was all about something called the bullshit balloon. My actual bullshit balloon is, let's see, it's underneath Baby Yoda over there. It's that pink thing in the background. If you've not watched it, go back and watch it. It's a really fun and useful technique. But this now is more about the tension that we hold in our bodies, okay? So right now, you might find, if you just check in with your body, have a little think about where you might be tense. So right now, I'm a little bit tense here, and I'm up on the balls, I'm up on my toes a little bit. I don't know why my heels are off the floor. So they're quite tense in the ball of my feet, and I'm quite tense in the calves. And the trick that we want to do today is we want to release that tension. But sometimes if I just say to someone, I'll just relax the shoulders, you know, they kind of slink down a little bit, make a little bit of a change. But what we want to do is we want to notice the contrast of that so much more. So we're going to do something weird and we're going to deliberately tense up. So this is a bit of a sort of mindfulness meditation. This is one, you can do sort of things with the shoulders or maybe the hands while you're in the car. But as with any other mindfulness meditation that I've done, I would like, if you're going to do this for the full version, because we're going to check in with everywhere in the body. If you do it the full version, please make sure you're somewhere seated, somewhere safe, and you're not in operation of a car or other machinery. So please make sure that you are safe and you're in a position to safely take part. So what we're going to do, let's see, we'll start at the bottom. We'll start at the bottom and work our way up. So the first thing I want you to do is I want you to check in with your feet. Notice how your feet are feeling, right? And now what I want you to do, scrunch your toes up, and I'll show with my hands because obviously my toes are off camera, but I want you to scrunch them up as tight as possible. Feel that tension. You feel where it goes to. For me, it's going into the sort of mid-calf, maybe up in the side of my legs. It's not going much further up than that, but I can feel that tension as I'm scrunching those toes. Now, release it, give them a little wiggle and let them go super loose. Let those feet sit to the floor. Just rest. You probably notice the contrast between the scrunching up, the tension, the holding on of the tension, to the release, much more than just saying, loosen your feet. And we're going to do the same with our calves. Now to do this, there's two ways to do it. You can go up onto your tiptoes and really push in, or you can dig in your heels, pull your feet up. That's going to go into the front of the calf, okay? And you're going to feel that there's going to be tension there. But just imagine holding as much tension as you can, squeezing those calves. Like, let that happen for about 5 more seconds. And then release that tension. Just let it come out of those calves and let it go loose. I'm going to move up now. The knees are a strange area of tension. A lot of people hold a lot of pain and a lot of tension in the knees. So we're going to just imagine tensing those knees. Just the joint between your knee and your calf, just tense through there. You might feel a little bit in your hamstrings in the back of your legs. You might feel a little bit in your quads in the front of your legs. But just imagine all that tension through the knees. And then one thing I like to do on some sort of on guided body scans sometimes is just imagine you're putting a little pinprick in each of those knees and all the tension is just floating out of there. Now we're going to go into the quads. Now the quads, the way we tense them is we lift the foot up off the floor, straighten the leg. That's going to get into the quads. That's the front of your leg, the front of your thighs, okay? And you're going to feel all that tension. We're going to keep those legs up, tensen the legs, and then we're going to hold that for a few seconds. If you could see the bottom of the camera right now, I am doing it. And then we're just going to release and let that go. Go into the glutes now, or the bum, whichever you prefer to call it. From that, what we're going to do, as if you're really trying to, hold a fart in. Let's just dispense with all the politeness for a second. We're going to squeeze that pelvic floor, tense those glute muscles, feel those bum cheeks going tight in your chair or wherever you sat, standing, lying down, and then let it go and let it release. Stomach, another area we can hold a lot of tension, sort of knots, those butterflies. From that, we're just going to pull our abs in, tense our stomach, maybe pull your rib cage down towards your hips a little bit. It's going to get those abs on, making it harder to breathe. Just going to hold that for a few seconds and then release, relax. Into the chest. Now for the chest, imagine you're gripping your steering wheel. and you're pulling that steering wheel towards it, but your hands can't move from that 10 and 2 position. Put those out, pull them towards each other, pull them towards each other. You should feel the chest really going tight now. Pull them towards each other and then release. And the same for the back. What we're going to do for the back, grip that steering wheel again, but now pull them apart. As you pull apart, you should feel those lat muscles switching on, firing up, getting tense. Hold that for about 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. Okay, for the shoulders, we raise the arms up, bring them out to the side. Just feel the tension through there. Pull in. This is the shoulders themselves, the shoulder caps, not the top of our back. Okay, pull that in even more. Hold it for a few more seconds, and then let it relax. Go into the arms, right? The biceps, this part of the arm. To do that, we do the good old Arnold Schwarzenegger pose. So we pull that in, and we try and imagine like we're trying to squeeze something between that elbow joint. We tense it for a few more seconds, and then release. And for the triceps, we do the opposite. We push out. We straighten the arm and we push out. That goes into the back of the arm here. We push those arms out at the elbow joint now, not the shoulder joint. So they can be down by the side if you want. They can be up in front of you. And then we relax that too. Hands are a really good place for this, right? We've done this with the feet. Grip those hands as tight as you can. Squeeze the thumbs around the knuckles. Hold as much tension. Imagine you're trying to hold on to something and you just don't want to let it go. You can maybe see on the video that my whole left arm's shaking. That tension is flowing all the way up my body. And then with a breath, we let it go. We release. Into the shoulders now, the tops of the shoulders. This is part of your back actually, not your shoulders, but this part here, where we like, your nice little shoulder rub with that. Bring that up till it's around your ears. Just notice how that feels. It's not a comfortable position, is it, in that shrug? You can feel all that tension now. And then just let them sink. Let them release. And we go into the neck, okay? Into the neck. Just squeeze that tension into the neck. Few breaths, holding it on there, and then release. 2 more places we're going to go to. Actually, we'll go 3. We're going to go a few different places in the face. Okay, jaw. It's a massive place where we can hold tension. Clench it. Don't want you to grind your teeth or anything. Don't want anyone sending me dentist bills after this. Clench that jaw like a good cheesy grin. And tighten it and feel how it feels up in the cheeks, in the mouth. Once you finish clenching it, let it go. Just feel how much looser that feels now in comparison. Next place, the eyes and the space between the eyes. Scrunch them down, like tightly closed, as if you don't want to see, you don't want to open them. As tight as you can. And now 2 more seconds, and then when we open our eyes, just feel that release. And the last place is that mind. Think about it now. It may already be a little bit still from doing all this, but think about it. That feeling you get, I often describe it as like a hive of bees. All those connections firing, maybe not together, maybe not at the same time, but it just feeling like there's a fire up there. And as we relax into it, imagine it like a clear glass lake. A lake where the surface is so still it looks like a pool of glass, a reflective mirror. It looks like you could just slide straight across it without going in. It's so smooth, so calm, and so relaxed. And that's just an example of ways in which we can make the choice to release the things that might be harming us. See you all tomorrow.